Welcome to LC Screen Talk. My name is Larry, and this is my review of Midnight Sun. So tonight was a special night. I am screening this film on Valentine's Day. So they gave us this really cute box of tissues, and they gave us this really adorable little box full of candy. But is this film Valentine's worthy? Well, in concept, it felt like a mix between Everything and The Fault in Our Stars. But the end result left me feeling meh. So let's go ahead and talk about those positives first. Bella Thorne is our lead here, and this is maybe the best I've seen her as an actress. This time around, she's playing a very likable character, and she's much more warm and open than I've seen her in any of the past roles I've had the chance to see. But I think she pulls off everything very well in this film. She needs to play this kind of like socially awkward, inexperienced girl, and she does that very, very well, and I think very believable. But she also takes on the more emotional heft, the more open and charismatic part of the role, everything. She embodies the character fully. I also loved her best friend. She was actually my favorite character in the film. I just wish maybe we got more time with her, but the story's not really about her, but she was so good. As for Patrick Schwarzenegger, he's very pretty. And to give him credit, I think he pulls off charismatic well. He's very likable in an effortless way. Unfortunately, his character doesn't have a whole lot of range, and when that character does go out of just charismatic, not so great. But they had a nice chemistry between the two. And I will say, there were a lot of teenage girls in my theater. There was like a cheerleading squad that was in the screening with us, and they all really enjoyed it, listening to them as I left the theater. It hit home right with that target audience that this is aiming for. So it succeeds on a teenage romance type of level. But unfortunately, that's kind of as far as my positives go. This movie just kind of throws every cliche in the book out there. And some of them kind of land, but most of them just don't. First of all, it's very emotionally manipulative. And I will say, I guess it's successful there. That could be seen as a positive, because it does really gear toward those tears, and I think it's mostly successful at getting them. I didn't cry, but I'm kind of like a heartless cynical, so what can you expect from me? But I do think it's easy to get swept up and start crying when it wants you to. But the relationship itself moves very fast, and it's hard to get invested because a lot of what we see is just quick moving montages. We don't get to spend a whole lot of time, and when we do spend a whole lot of time with them, it just feels like cliched stereotypes. We have the athlete and we have the aspiring artistic musician, both trying to find themselves as they break away from what they've known their whole life. And it very much feels like every other film in that vein. And really, especially the setup for Patrick Schwarzenegger's character is so generic and so bland that it was like kind of groan-worthy, and all of the dialogue about knowing him and he doesn't have to be that popular athlete guy was pretty groan-worthy. When it comes to Bella Thorne's character, my big issue was that she actually is not that good of a singer, and we're supposed to really connect to her being a good singer. I think her strength lied in the guitar playing, but as we progress, the music does play a pretty pivotal role. But as music progresses and as we get further into the like musical storyline, especially the bit at the end, it just was too much for me. It's like, this is way cliched, and she doesn't really have that good of a voice, so I'm not buying it. It's all just a big fantasy. These teenagers have like limitless money, even though they have a horrible car and need scholarships. They have limitless time. They just don't have any responsibilities. And it makes a little bit of sense because it takes place in the summer. But it's very much the teen fantasy with every single cliched line of dialogue thrown in, every cliched story beat thrown in. As for the filmmaking itself, this is yet another film, which I've noticed a lot recently, in which they do these weird voiceovers. First of all, she's very clearly lip syncing and not great, but even some of the dialogue had to be done in post, and they just kind of edited it over the lips of the actors, and it just was very jarring. The directing and the cinematography were all very flat. And actually the director, I don't know what he was thinking with some of these shots. One shot in particular, while she's playing for a crowd, again, it's super cliched, but they like are right behind her head, kind of like panning back and forth to see the people that have gathered. It was a weird shot. But the pacing is really off, because while we're supposed to be like developing with this relationship and getting emotionally invested in their relationship, it's going through these weird montages, and her character's keeping a secret that's really important, and then it goes like 0 to 100. And when we get to the emotional aspects of the scene, they just fly by. We don't take any time in the third act of this movie. It's just boom, 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 after we've taken a whole bunch of time of showing a whole lot of nothing. As for Rob Riggle, again, why is he really getting cast in these things? He's actually not bad here. I was pleasantly surprised with his role, but it was a role that I think any actor could have given. So I'm still just kind of like, what? Why is Rob Riggle continued to be a thing in Hollywood? I don't understand it. But at least he wasn't bad here. He at least surpassed expectations. So overall, Midnight Sun, unfortunately, just feels like a whole lot of been here, done that, and in better films. It is just riddled with cliche after cliche and doesn't offer anything new, exciting, or extraordinary to elevate the material. Having said that, as I said before, I think it is going to be very effective amongst the target audience. So if you are a teenager that enjoys romance films, I say give this a full price ticket. I think you're really going to enjoy it. If you have a teenager who enjoys these type of teen romance films, take them to see this at a matinee. I think you'll both enjoy it well enough. Otherwise, you could probably just skip this one. It's been done better before. So, that is my review of Midnight Sun. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, go ahead, click like down below, and subscribe to the channel so you are always up to date on our latest videos. Also, join in on the discussion. Are you excited to see Midnight Sun? And what is your favorite teen romance? Let me know either in the comment section down below, or you can hit me up on Twitter. I love you all so much for your support. Mwah! Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!